Hello and welcome to the distance learning program of Cybercure Technologies. I'm Sangeet Chopra and this is the first part of internet module named as proxy servers. Before starting this module, we need to understand what actually proxy is. So proxy is actually a intermediary server between you and the server, actual web server or email server, application server or ERP server, any server, right? What I mean to say is that if you try to open any website on internet, normally you directly write the name of the website, you open the website, right? That means client is having a direct interaction with server. But in this case, what we will do is we will use a mediatory server that will take a request forward to the actual server so that actual server won't know who is actually using the website. That'll hide your identity. And supposingly if you have any security on your network, that restriction will be bypassed using the proxies. We have three type of proxies: web proxy, anonymous proxy, and HTTP tunneling proxies. So first we'll start with our first type of proxy that will be named as web proxies. Many of you have already used these kind of proxies. So what you have to do is you have to go to browser and you have to write google.com. Inside it you can write web proxy websites or anything like that, and you'll get lots of websites that acts like a proxy server. Like my favorite one is hide my ass. You can say because of its name and its functionality. It's one of the most famous web proxy website, right? What you can do is inside this hidemyass.com, you have another option to enter any URL. That means we are interacting with hidemyass.com and hidemyass will interact with facebook.com. So I'll write www.facebook.com, and as it's Facebook and works on HTTPS, so I'll switch on the SSL security. Now I'll click on hidemyass. That'll be, again, you can say pressing enter and clicking on go in a normal browser, and what you can see is that within the URL of our browser it's still hidemyass.com, but within hidemyass.com we are actually surfing Facebook. That means first of all Facebook will feel and think that hide my ass is visiting Facebook, but actual scenario is that we are visiting Facebook. Another thing is, if your college have a proxy or your office have a proxy that blocks facebook.com, they will feel you're surfing on hidemyass.com and not Facebook, but actually you're working on facebook.com. Now supposingly your network admin is very intelligent and they tried to block hidemyass.com as well. So what you can do is you can go to Google and you can write uh, free web proxies list or something like that, and you'll get thousands of websites that acts like website proxies, right? So I'll show you a list over here. That'll be proxy site list, and there will be approximately 50 to 60 websites here that you can see, and every website is a proxy website that have a option of writing any other website name inside it, right? So you can use any of these. I believe that not every network admin can block every website, but the intelligent network admins who can block the proxy keyword. At that moment of time, you can try your second option, that will be proxy servers. For that, you will go to Google, again hide my ass, and there will be option of IP port proxy servers, right? IP port proxy servers. And once you go over there, you can find the largest real-time database of proxies, and inside it you can see last updated as in the latest proxies, IP addresses of that proxy, port numbers, country, speed, connection time, type. Type means you can open HTTPS websites as well as HTTP websites, and anonymity. Anonymity means either our identity will be masked or not. There are three types of anonymities. First is transparent, then translucent, and opaque. As per the name, you can understand that opaque will be the one that won't show your identity. So we'll use this proxy because it got good speed and good connection time. This is the IP address of the proxy. To set the IP address of the proxy, you'll go to tools. Go to tools, then you'll have an option of options inside tools, right? You'll click on options. Inside options, you will find the advanced panel. Click on options. Uh, Inside it, you'll find the option of advanced. Inside advanced, you have an option of networks. Inside networks, you have an option of settings. You'll click on settings and it'll open a new pop-up window in front of you that'll have a manual proxy configuration. give the IP address that you copied from hidemyass.com over here and the port number that was also given on hidemyass.com. I'll click OK. And now what you can see is that I have given this IP. Now if I'll try to visit any website like Google itself, what you can see is that Google will open Google for Iraq, not for India, right? It is writing everything in Urdu or I do not know the language, and means Google feel that some Iraq user is actually visiting Google, right? That means our request is first sent to Iraq and then it is forwarded to Google. That means our identity is hidden actually under this particular IP address. If you want to rectify it, go back to no proxies, and now your computer will act as if you're surfing directly, right? So this was the second option, named as web proxies, proxy servers. Now we have the third option, named as HTTP tunneling techniques. For this, what you have to do is go into your toolkit and you'll have an option of softwares. You'll have a software toolkit in which you'll have 9 folders, and on the top you'll have introduction to ethical hacking. Inside it, you'll find an option of HTTP tunneling softwares. These are all the softwares that can behave like a proxy softwares. My favorite is Ultrasurf. Gate can be used as well. All these are for the same working. We'll use Ultrasurf. Why I use Ultrasurf? Basically, it's a utility and not a software. What I mean to say is you do not need to install Ultrasurf. You just need to execute Ultrasurf. It will make a connection with their own server. Then you need to set a proxy of your browser and your work is done. Now you do not need to visit any website to get the IP addresses or anything, or you do not need to visit any web proxy website, right? So what you can see is I ran Ultrasurf and it is connected to its own servers, right? So now what I'll do is I'll set up my proxy according to Ultrasurf. I'll set up my proxy via same steps. I'll go to tools. What I can do is before setting up my proxy, I'll check my actual IP address. That is 27.7.223.137, right? And after that, I'll set up my proxy. To set up my proxy, I'll go to tools again, options, advanced network settings. And now this time I'll set up a proxy as 127.0.0.1. This is the IP address of local loopback that should come back to my computer itself on port number 9666. 9666 because it's written inside Ultrasurf that it's running on port number 9666. I'll click OK. I'll click OK again. And now again in another tab of my browser, I'll try to open the same website, google.com, and I'll try to check my IP address again. I'll write what is my IP. And now what you can see is that Google have an identity that does not belong to me. Now you can see it is saying that your IP address is 65.49.14.162, where the fact is my IP address was something else. My IP address was 27.7.223.137, right? So Google got this information that someone from some other country or with this IP is actually visiting Google, right? To exit Ultrasurf, what you can do is you can, click on exit. You can close it. And to make your browser work again, you have to go to tools, options, and you have to choose no proxy. So once you'll choose no proxy, after that your computer will work again as a normal computer, directly interacting with the server, giving your actual identity. And the last and the most important part of proxies is sock chains. Sock chains is proxy within proxy within proxy. So for this, we usually use Tor. Tor stands for the onion routing. The onion routing means you will be hidden like the onion. Your identity will be hidden like the deepest layer of onion. What you have to do is you have to go to Google, write Tor download, and you download Tor. It's a free open source tool to download. Once you'll do it, it'll take some time. It's a 23 MB application, and within 5, 10 or 15 minutes it'll be downloaded inside your computer. And once it'll be downloaded, what you can do is you need to install Tor. Now it has been downloaded in my computer, so what I'll do is I'll try to install Tor. This is Tor setup. I'll click on run, and I'll obviously choose English as a language, and you can choose the destination folder. I'll select C drive and directory with the name Tor browser or something like that. Or if you want, you can make a new directory. I'll click on OK. Now I'll click on install. It'll take fraction of seconds to install Tor inside a computer. Now it's installed. You can click on finish. I won't run it via this place. I'll run it manually from C drive. It's one and same thing, but I want you to know that how to run it via C drive every time. So I'll go to C drive. There will be option of Tor browser. I'll click on it, and there will be option of start Tor browser. I'll click start Tor browser and browser will start. But before starting the browser, it'll ask for some options like, do you have a proxy firewall configured in your network, or do you want to connect directly? See, now it has two options. Do you want to connect directly, or you need to configure a proxy inside your browser? So we'll first try if we have a proxy. Supposing if we have a proxy, what are the settings we need to do? So I'll click on configure, and we'll say yes, we need to configure a proxy. I'll click yes, and we'll click next, and we can give our proxies. Supposingly if you want to visit website via browser, you can use HTTP proxies and give the IP and port that is used as a network proxy. You can give the username and password if needed, but in my case I'll connect directly. I'll click on connect, and it'll take some fraction of seconds to connect to its own server, and it will select some random identity or all over this world, and it'll run it. Now you can see there's a browser that looks like Mozilla Firefox, but it's a enhanced Mozilla Firefox that is used as a Tor browser. Now let us check our IP address in this browser. This is a Tor browser. I'll open Google, and again I'll open a website with the name what is my IP address. Now what you can see is when you're using Tor, it is opening encrypted.google.com so that no one can even check your data via session hijacking, or while your data is traveling from your computer to Google, no one can hijack the session and see the data because it's already encrypted, right? So I'll write what is my IP inside it so that we can check our IP address. We got a website whatismyip.com. Click on it, and what we can see is that my IP address is 77247.181.162. and it says that I belong to Amsterdam, but that's not a fact. I belong to India. Right now this is actual Firefox with no Tor settings. I'll click what is my IP in this as well, and you can see in another browser I'm getting my actual IP that belongs to New Delhi, right? That means your identity got hidden under this IP, and every server feels that you belong to Amsterdam. If you want to, if there is someone who is trying to get IP via JavaScript or something, this Tor browser is capable of blocking the JavaScript as well. And supposingly if you want some new identities, so what you can do is the option of new identity. You click on new identity and Tor browser will restart, and now this time it will give you some other identity from some other random city or country of this world. So I'll go to Google again and I'll try to check my IP again, and what is my IP address. So I'll write what is my IP, and what we can see is that now we got the identity of Hamburg, right? And my IP address changed again. That means they're hiding our identity under some other IPs, right? So this is the best tool up till now for using a proxy servers, or you can say web proxies. So you can use any of these tools. Do not misuse any of the tool to hide identity for malicious intentions or something. Use it for good cause, for educational purpose, to practice. You can use it, no problem. That was all from our side in proxies. We'll cover next module, that'll be SQL injection, again for educational purpose, in the next tutorial of internet. Thanks a lot. Thank you.